coalition of positive thinking youths in Nigeria, driven with passion for innovation, motivation, and creativity for sustainability and empowerment of our people in Nigeria. GBB, bridging the gap between the grassroots and the government.
GBB bridging the gap between the grassroots and the government. Good morning, Nigeria. Happy Sunday to all of us this morning. This is GBB live chat from Abuja, still on the scale acquisition of Mr. President. As we gear up this morning to bring to us this morning the good news and how it starts, we want to assure ourselves and we want to keep this as a promise to Nigeria that wherever we are, our interests should remain Nigeria. And once our interests remain Nigeria, our thoughts, our minds, our soul is channeled towards developmental focus that will lead Nigeria to a greater height. It is time for youth to be part of good governance. It is time for our leaders to understand the involvement of youth in active politics. It is also very crucial now for our leaders to understand the essence of skills acquisition, why Mr. President made the promises of removing 50 million youth from poverty using the skills channel purpose. The part of skills is the ultimate. The part of skills is the future of our nation, Nigeria. So we want to encourage all of us, youth all over the world, to come up with their skills, to come up with their intelligence, to come up with their innovation, to bring in together and join effort with Mr. President. The center is about to be declared open. The recruitment will commence any moment from now. Outside the official list from each of the state governors of the 36 states plus FCT, an open window of the general public will still be created for onboardment. This process will continue until the end of this administration, and it will still continue because this administration has come to show us true continuation of projects. We appreciate Mr. President. We appreciate the Vice President. We appreciate our SGF. We appreciate the Senate head. We appreciate the head of the representative. We must learn to respect and to give honor to our leaders, no matter the challenges before them. Some of them does not worth greeting them. Some of them sees throwing stone at them. But I want us to remember that the law of nature and the universe, mostly we be believers, being you Christian, being you Muslim, or pagan, or whatever religions you belong or you believe, there is no religion that will permit the insultiveness of the elder one. The Bible says, "Should respect thy parents, mother, thy father, so that we may live long." I want us to look in that direction, and I want us to begin to think inwardly. And now that the channel is made available for us to communicate direct to the state government, I think our problem is 50% solved. I can honestly believe that. In the past, we find it difficult to relate with our leaders, to communicate our challenges to them. most especially when they get to the federal. Now we have direct access. We have opportunities to speak directly to the central government. We have arrows that shoot straight back to the state governors. We have links that monitor and work directly with the senators and ministers. We have officers in the parastatals that we are already communicating with. This alone is to tell us that the youth o'clock has come. The very moment of moving forward has come. I want us to remember that as things are difficult, around those difficulties, there are opportunities. And in these opportunities, it has to do with wisdom. It has to do with attitude. It has to do with who you are. How persistent can you be? How focused can you be? This is where most of us youth, we lost it and we are still lacking it because we are in a hurry. We want to get there on time. We want to achieve everything our parents could not achieve in years. No, it's not done that way. Opportunities may be various. Someone's destinies differ. I don't want us to begin to cultivate the attitude of enviness, letting down syndrome, let me talk him down. What is that? All these are destructive tendencies. And those who are involved in this, they have no future, no space at all in this 21st century. Because the trust that is breached is difficult to get it back. No matter how you pretend, no matter how you want to go around it, you must understand that the trust is breached and it's major. So for those of you that is going to be getting into this first phase of this training, if you are in Abuja, you can also visit us in NASDAQ. And if you are in outside Abuja, you can follow us on this program. We're going to be live very soon on many of the radio stations to create more awareness. But for those of you watching this program, for the benefit of those who might not get this information on time, please share it. Go to our YouTube channel, GBB Live Chat on YouTube. You can subscribe and share to your members. There's somebody somewhere in one community that God has destined to connect to this link and get empowered. There's someone in Bomosho that is already waiting for a channel that what he has can give opportunity to the youth within Bomosho and even outside Bomosho. This is the channel for you to connect to. The reason why sometimes we have to continue doing what we're doing is because the people that we are dealing with, they are not in the same place. So we need to continue refreshing, pushing, and making it go viral for them to get the information and get the opportunity now that is the youth o'clock. So I want to also thank our DG. I always said it, there's no program without appreciating that young man. If he has been like this, we want to pray that other DGs and in other agencies should assimilate him, should copy the lifestyle, should copy the encouragement, should copy the spirit of empowerment that he has. It's no any other person than Dr. Matthew Olumide Adepoju, the Director General of NASDAQ. He is indeed a good leader, a great leader, and it's going to be an arrow for the president. And we are seeing at the space at which he's moving, relating with people down to the grassroots. This is why we are so much in happiness with him, and we'll continue to say good things about him. And those that refuse to move forward, those who wants to remain in the system, those that want the system to remain stagnant, not just in all part of the country, but in most of the strategic areas, we have wonderful peoples all over and we have bad peoples as well. But as we work together as family, I want to assure us that experience is the best teacher. Today, we are speaking directly from the presidency and we are enrolling and taking assignments of the critical nature. So I want to assure us, Nigerian youth, that this channel will make a difference. No matter how we start, wherever we'll come from, the most important thing before us and before the nation right now is how to get Nigeria moving forward. So among those who are already enrolling on the Triangle Project, the Renew Hope ambassadors to build the new Nigerian, to work directly in no shame with Mr. President, no matter the face of the looks, No matter how difficult it is right now, there are people who still have to get involved to get it fixed. The president alone cannot do it. The ministers alone cannot do it. The governor is just like me and you. Most of us even have more crowd than the governors of the states, because a governor manages just one state. We're managing 36 states, including the diaspora's ambassadors, attending to problems and issues almost all the time. It is a learning process. Tomorrow, we are potential ministers and governors, and we have to pay with time and experience. Part of what we're doing, we're building future for ourselves. Whether they like it or not, as a patriotic Nigerian and believing in positive Nigerian, I'm one of the leaders in the Red Chamber, and I'm working towards it. And I want every youth to believe that they are leaders in the Red Chamber, because the future of the nation belongs to the youth. And it's youth that's going to go there. Mr. President is communicating to us directly and indirectly, and I want us to listen deeply. Sometimes your father may be communicating to you in parable for you to be able to decode, to decrypt. Why do we go to school? Why are we learning coding? Why are we learning secret chart? Why are we learning sign? There should be a sign, and we should read the sign. When youth are coded into critical assets management, those are top decisions. My son, take over charge of your property. This is what Mr. President is communicating to us, the youth of Nigeria. So if you are in any of the states and you want to be part of those who feel bad when you see Nigerian properties, when you see our valuable things getting destroyed on the street, you stand up to it. Be part of this project now. Be one of them, identify with them so that we can identify go. When you identify go, you make a new nation. And we're making new nations, we're making Nigeria great. Now there's not going to be more harassment on any issue that has to do with Yahoo, that has to do with online business, because the channel has been created for you to come with your experience, obtain a certificate that covers the business you do. Everybody cannot be a graduate of the university. And I've not seen in any country where they say if you are not graduated, you should not be part of any skills or not be part of organization that can contribute to your nation. The skills that we have and what we stream on the internet is a major skills that a nation can even depend on, because the numbers of the raw materials we have in the internet space is unlimited, yet untapped, very ready and available to deploy all the time. All we need to do is to strengthen them, give them more knowledge, bring them to the limelight, expose them to international businesses online, and let us be able to speak formidably for our country, Nigeria, because as it is right now, the things we see, the cases we resolve on air, privately, most of them are international cases with Interpol. And it all has to do with uncertified business online. So as our country is growing higher, we expect to have challenges in this manner. And this problem is targeted the youth. This section of business is the youth. The people that their ways are not yet set, and out of hardship and influence of different kinds of friends and followers, a lot of them are being negatized, being influenced wrongly, and we want to stop it. We want to make sure that anywhere we're going from now, if an Indian man is standing on the straight road, a Nigerian man should be able to stand there. If an American man is standing straight on that line, we should be able to stand there, because our human rights watch are everywhere now. Ambassadors are everywhere, and Mr. President has said every Nigeria everywhere should be covered and be protected. And we have this audacity, this channel. Once you put a call, once you send an email of distress, Mr. President will personally attend to this channel. That's why it's called the Next Door. The Next Door telephone number is there. You guys already have it, and it's part of the number used by the recovery team of the Purple Heart of government abandoned property. This is to create opportunity for Nigerians who have similar issues, most especially the cases that are coming from diaspora. We are setting up the cases right now, and most of the houses they bought from these estate owners The houses are actually there. The estate owners are not denying them the opportunity, but the differences are some, maybe the mediator or someone who has paid excess of this money and the money has not exchanged hand rightly. These are the cases. It can be resolved easily. And it's affecting trust and dishonesty among our businessmen. So we want to find a way, as the government is recovering this, putting it to use. We are also supporting the ordinary citizen. This is the only channel the ordinary citizens can be advised rightly. The bunch of office and legal units that are consultants to this organization, they are there. Once you're there, your case is required to go to court. You don't have anything to worry about. They are there to do the job. Once you need a legal advice, you take consultations, bring all your documents, and let's look at it. Discuss and open a very plain, level, free ground for both of you to dialogue and solve the problem instead of remaining in anger and continue to um, plan evil that does not allow you to move forward. So I want to appreciate all of us. We are still on the youth empowerment and skills development of our nation, Nigeria. Mr. President has done it for us very well. We'll appreciate him. And those of you in Abuja who want to attend the training physically, the training center is in NASDA, National Space Research Development Agency, and is along the airport road after the ShopRite. You can breeze in briefly, go to the incubation, and our chairperson there is Dr. Haruna, who is the chairman of the committee, and the members of his team, they are there to attend to you. And the DG has given his straight go ahead. He has also made commitment. That's the most important thing, that this project is a project that will empower Nigerians, and he's not ready to play with it. So on scale, as we continue, we'll continue to bring you what has happened. The project from Mr. President is not a project to play with. And we all know that Mr. President is one person that he has made promises and he want to keep to it. So as it is, we are going to be driving you on these skills. Youths are very ready and willing to come on this platform. As we move ahead, we'll continue to let them know. You can see that we have done this before, and among the youths that was trained, by the grace of God, there is no disappointment. This time around, there's going to be sponsor, there's going to be a lot of support coming from the governors and ministers and everywhere. It's not going to be self-sponsored. All we need to do first now is to get the interested participants and categories of their trainings, staying from telecoms, ICT, cybersecurity, and even community trainings are going to go, because right now the skills channel is to assist to move Nigerians forward, is to assist to provide opportunities for us at the international level to work with us, to also give them the sense of belonging that these things could be done and we can achieve it. I always want to let us know that there is nothing difficult on earth except we are not focused, except we don't believe in what we do. And most of the challenges we have in the past is because we don't have supports. And when you don't have supports, you can't do anything. You can't achieve anything. I can bear with you, youths of Nigerians, and I know what is happening. If I don't have support, I don't think I will be able to do what I'm doing today. But I believe that with time, we are going to have more support coming. And Mr. President will give us the great support because it's his project that we are carrying on and we are delivering. So for those of you that have attended this training before, if you are close by in Abuja, you can breeze into NASDAQ and register your interest again. You can. The good thing this training is the trainers are young youth people still on field, ready to deploy and getting it easy, working with soft hands. There is no reason for you to be scared of what you need to learn. The way we were told that if you are not a graduate of the university, you don't have BSc, you don't have HOD, you don't have HND, you don't have ROC, DD, and all these certifications, you cannot do this. These were the things they told us. But as we draw closer to the system, the technicians are even more important to the owners of the business than even the engineers, so-called engineers, because most of them don't even read anything. All they do is sitting down in the office, writing memo, making sure that things are difficult for the others. We are not in that century anymore. Our training is 100% practical. What you need to learn is what you need to learn. Go to it straight. Stop writing histories about who produced the radio, how the radio work, how the people are supposed to do this, the first and the second step. No, we're done with those things, those cock and bush stories that tell us in the history. Now, youth, there's nothing difficult for you to learn. A Nigerian brain is already a learning machine. You don't take squatting to Mr. Frog. That is his primary assignment. He doesn't have a chair in his house. If a frog want to sleep, he's squatting down. If he want to go, he's squatting. He's doing this. So nobody should tell us these things are not achievable. As we grow up as an adult, we discard those beliefs and see what's happening today. And that's why we said Nigerians coming together and say we need to build resources around the telecommunications, because we know how important the telecom industry is to us. And we need to build resources around this. We need to work it out, and government bringing us again. There is no reason for anybody to leave in local government to go and service any generator, because there are mechanics everywhere. So the idea of cutting down costs and everything is one of the things that GBB NASDAQ is going to do, and create available jobs for others. Your job is available, most especially those who can play with the online. We have experts that will be teaching you what to do, putting you through the money-making part of it, and getting the skills is one thing. And even after the skill, what about the mentorship? Before now, we don't have this whole culture, and this is why all the skills, the training the government is giving to people is like nothing is happening. Because training someone who doesn't have the business part of it is just like giving him nothing. So the mentorship platform is why the federal government involvement in this moving 50 million will work, because we are going to be all over the world getting the opportunities for them and getting them enrolled. This time around, if you're leaving the country, you're living comfortably, you are there at the airport, nobody embarrass you, you have the identical gold ID card with you, you identify totally with Mr. President and with the good governance of Mr. President. See, the country is not bad, it's the people that are bad. Until we begin to fetch them out, there's no way we can fetch these people out without coming together to agree to work with them. You can't be in a distance and then be playing ball in a pitch. You have to come close to the pitch to be able to play ball. So for this reason, I am saying that the identical goal, it is a born-again name for Nigeria. When you identify with good things, when you see prospects coming, don't negatize it. When somebody calls you for an idea, listen to that person. You may be picking something very great. You maybe even be the one to nurture the idea to the best of the ordinary people, just like what we did in NASDAQ. The idea in NASDAQ was to train people and take them to Canada, Australia, and all that. Now look at what is happening. It is about building a custodian for people to give them faith, to clean up and give a facelift to the hardworking people in Nigeria. That somebody today can be a carpenter and he will be in America doing the same job under the channel of Mr. President, and the ambassadors who are going to be acting on behalf of Mr. President as the Renew Hope ambassadors. We must come up to do something. Anywhere we are, we have something to offer. Have you forgotten who you are so recently because we're in hardship? Everybody goes to include Mr. President. Forget the fact that at their level, they don't lack food or whatever. The stress of standing for the ordinary people. Ruling this country, it is not easy. Most of us who is trying to gather people, walk online and see what's happening, we know what we hear and we see what we see every day. And those things, if you put it into consideration, then you're not moving forward. Someone will call you names. Someone will tell you things. Somebody like us, I come from a very clean background, very excellent home. Not until I get into Abuja, I've never been any cases in my life until I begin to see what's happening, that people are going through pains, and we have to open up this channel. Now, I know there are reasons why some people change along the way of their part of lifestyle. But we pray that God is going to grant us a good leadership and we are going to remain committed as the skill acquisition is about to kickstart. Every members of the committee who has helped to put these things together, from Mr. President down to the NASA committee on GBB, chaired by Dr. Haruna, is a very wonderful moment for me. And all, I can't call all the names of the committee, but during the inaugurations, and I'm sure I'm going to show the faces of these committees, how we started, and today it has become a formidable platform, speaking for Nigeria and listening to the doorstep. One door to Mr. President is that number that you have. And we have route, we have channel from your village, from your ward. We have someone standing there who is communicating directly to the central government. I want you guys to take note of that. So if we have challenges, don't just say because you don't have anybody. No, you have everybody connected to you. You have Mr. President, you have our First Lady, you have everybody that will speak out for you. We have the Inspector General of Police, we have the IG. Tomorrow, I'm going to be showing you guys permits, and you will understand where we're coming from, what we're doing, that the ordinary people now have a voice in the government, and we're ready to keep it up, most especially the gender violence, the women, our women, the way we treat them, the way things are happening these days. The abuse has become so much on the women, and the cry out is no longer going to be acceptable. So the identical goal are going to work with the women. And this next door number is an action line. Anywhere you are in this country, once you are able to scale through, just tell us the problem, the local government will have a representative. For this careful selection, I give Mr. President the kudos. This was done seamlessly. This was done effortlessly, because there are people who are seeing what is happening, the effort that people are putting into getting this working, and it's not working. Not that it's not working. There are people who have vowed that Nigeria will not move forward. We are your children. If we don't have a future, where are we going? What is going to happen to us tomorrow? Yes, it's right for my father to go before me so I can give my father a befitting burial. Why is my father wishing me the worst of luck in my future by denying me the information and access to what I'm supposed to use to build myself, to build the next generation, so that his legacy will continue? This is not Nigeria that we know, and this is not we acting this. The spirit acting this inside us very soon, the Renew Hope ambassadors, and the intellectual revolution that is going to happen will bring out all these things, and we wash it up for we to move forward. We are ready to move forward. We have been stagnated for so long. Look at our youths in diaspora. Look at how they are killing our youths in South Africa. Look at how they are killing their youths in all over the part of the world. Look at the ones that are dying in the Mediterranean Sea. Look at all these things, and we have everything here. Each time you think about this whole thing, you get disappointed, you get frustrated. But how do we do? Do we continue in this manner? No. This is the time, we call it the youth o'clock. And this is the very moment that we have the president that is giving us the opportunity, and you can see what he has done. This is the first time that youth organization is given the opportunity to harness government abandoned properties, put it into use, and start maintaining them. Among the Renew Hope ambassadors, there are going to be mechanics, there are going to be a lot of technicians, engineers, professionals, lawyers, doctors. They are already bringing interest. People are willing to contribute to Nigeria at this very moment. The hardship is too high, and we have to reduce the hardship. We, instead of reducing it, we are now adding more to ourselves. We are adding more because most of those things are man-made. Look at the logistics area. We know fuel has been hyped for 1 or 2 days, but you come and look at it again. Somebody will get fuel, and then the person, the next 1 minute, the person will say that the fuel is now no longer for sale. The next 1 minute, 1 meter, 1 liter is 200 naira. 1 liter is 1 million naira. This is not Mr. President. This is about ourselves, and I think we need to think about how we treat our fellow human being and give opportunities to Mr. President and the kakus who are struggling around him very well, to make sure that we have a good landing. I'm praying for us every second and every minute. And I also believe that our mommy, Aderemi, the first lady, that she's not sleeping and she's hearing what we're doing, and she's giving us the opportunity to. This is the time for we to have this platform, to use it as to inform, to educate, and to communicate with Nigerians in the danger and the threat that will eventually happen if we continue in this direction. Most of us are willing to make a change, but because of what has been going on, what has happening, everybody wants to have these opportunities that today NASDAQ GBB is bringing to all of us. And we're assuring you that you don't have any reason not to be part of the youth sensitization. And it's going to work out well. It's going to give us opportunity. We're going to be among the youth that come out from our dungeon because we're sleeping too much. And as we're going into this skills, we're going to this platform, we're going to be getting jobs. Agents will be traveling around the world to make sure that those who are training not just waiting for jobs in Nigeria. No. We have artisans. Well, if you know how to wash cloth, you know how to iron, you know how to do, please register your interest immediately so that we can start working you on part of our domestic assignments that we have across the country with better companies who are ready. Go to China, you see, go to Philippines, go to Indonesia, see what their girls are doing. We have plenty girls from 18, 16 down to 32 years. Some of them are graduates, they are not doing anything, but they are good domestic workers because they don't have the facilities, the opportunities to travel or to get themselves enrolled in this kind of job. This is why we have these challenges. And part of the things that this year, Expo 2024, in this program that former DG Dr. Saba is explaining now, is to give the Nigerian talent, the made in Nigerian things, that is why Mr. President created this opportunity. You can see anything among this you can do is part of the things that you can live conveniently with it, take you out of this country. Advocacy is going on everywhere. It's not easy to speak for the people, and you have to try as much as possible to be part of it. The Nigerian army is aware of what is happening. All the parts of the world that deals with skilled workers are waiting for us to show up and bring up our things. And anything that we're doing, we need to appreciate God for giving us this opportunity. Father in heaven, we thank you so much for always remaining with us and giving us the directives and directions to go. There is nothing can happen in your absence. We also believe that wherever we step in our foot every day is already captured in you before we're born. And for anything that happens to us, to me, to everybody, to anybody, anywhere, never say, why me? If not you, who? Always give God the glory. Things you can avoid, avoid it. Communicate nicely. Let go of things. Let me tell you, those that hold things in their minds, those that don't forgive, no matter how they struggle, they don't go anywhere. Quote me right or wrong, and I don't want you to be part of this struggle. We want to use this opportunity to communicate to all Nigerians all over the world that very soon we are going to be giving a lot of opportunities to our ambassadors around the world, and we will become one Nigeria, one room, one door, one next door. This morning is a great morning. Sunday morning, most of us are gearing now to go for services. Those of you that will be going for services, I cover the road with the blood of Jesus. Those of you who will be going for early prayer, our brothers in the other religions, I also cover the road with the blood of Jesus. And I make sure that those who are in pain, who are in hospitals, who are lacking other things, who needs help, oh Lord in heaven, meet them at their time of need. Never forsake them. We have sinned against you. We have sinned against our brothers and sisters. But all we're asking for is forgiveness. Come up again. Let's start a new beginning. Father, guide us through all these challenges and make Nigeria another home. We want to have another home, and we want to be able to move to the next level. Most of us are ready and willing to give all that we have to our nation, Nigeria. And it is right for us to give to our nation, Nigeria, because the country has given enough to us. I want to stop here this morning for this morning drive. We'll continue again after the service for afternoon show. And skills is your future. Don't wait until it's too late. Thank you this morning, brothers and sisters, viewers all over the world. My name remains Engineer Brian Moses Igoche, the father of Alekwiho Fadania, the ball Gloria Original. I want to wish you all well for this morning. Bye for now. We've come to the end of this broadcast. Morning drive.